Hi, and welcome back to the Lock Around the Clock for Week 7. I know last week we went 500. We went 2-2. We hit a nice parlay on the Denver game and a straight one there, and we lost the one in 8 o'clocks. A little crazy, but no big deal. We're going to get back on track with 3-0 this week. Before we get started, though, I'd like to thank my friends and sponsors at LouDogs.com. Go there today. Go there tonight before the big game between Seattle and Arizona. Check out the blogs on it. Check out the free rolls. It's great stuff. Find out whether the hottest new handicapping site on the web, LouDogs.com. Now on to the 1 o'clock lock. We got 1 o'clock lock is San Diego going cross country into Jacksonville, where the Jags put up a pretty good fight last week, up until halftime at least, against the Denver Broncos on the road. Pretty much shocked the world there for a little bit. They did cover and they did go over. But we're looking at this game as an improved, reinvigorated Jacksonville Jaguars team here with Blackman and Henne creating some great magic there. They're actually connecting. MJD should get a little bit more on track. Cecil Shorts will be in on this game. They're playing San Diego. San Diego comes in. They're averaging 24 points a game, giving up 23 points a game, and Jacksonville is giving up 33 points a game, and Phillip Rivers has been absolutely on fire with the 400-yard passing games. He's got a great set of receivers there. Matthews stepped it up and finally went over the century mark last week. Look for him to improve upon that. Look for a lot of points to be scored. Look for like a 33-28 game, maybe 28-29. You know what I'm saying? It's going over, folks. There is a total of 45 points in this game. Look for this game to go well over the mark. That's the 1 o'clock lock, San Diego and Jacksonville. On to the 4 o'clock lock, Green Bay at home, giving 10 to the Cleveland Browns, who come in with Brandon Weeden at the helm. Haven't been the same since Hoyer as far as moving the ball. They look a little bit stale. Obadiah has been a nice bright spot on this team, but McGahee still has to kind of churn the butter there. Look for these guys here, especially with their wide receivers, to get some points here, but they're only averaging about 17 points a game on the road. Not too good. Whereas Green Bay, the last 10 straight games, they've averaged 15 points or better against their opponent, which means they're covering spreads, and we're giving 10 here with Green Bay. Look for that plethora, that arsenal of weapons that Green Bay has at their disposal, especially with Eddie Lacy, who had a pretty bad matchup and still almost grinded out 100 yards last week. Look for him to continue on and build. Look for this game to be almost a blowout. I love Green Bay in this game, laying the 10. That's the 4 o'clock lock. Take Green Bay. Now, on to the 8 o'clock lock. First, let me just say something. Jim Irsay, what are you thinking? Going on Twitter and saying what you said about Peyton Manning makes you kind of look like that kid in high school who was jilted by his girlfriend before the prom. And the next thing you know, goes out for a night with the guys to try to get over her. And she's there with another guy at another table sitting there. And you... First thing you do, you go to your buddies and tell them how bad in bed she was, right? That's what you do. You look stupid, you look bad, and not only to mention that, but the guy sitting with her across the table has a smile on his face from ear to ear like he just won a win for life scratch off, and it makes you look bad, my friend. It makes you look bad. Should have just said, hey, Peyton's coming back into town. This is the house that Peyton built, for crying out loud. And it is a beautiful house, by the way. If I ever tell you this, go out to Indianapolis. If you ever get a chance to see a game there where your team's playing them, I advise you to go. It is beautiful. Take a look at this place. It's awesome. That's my shameless plug for no reason. I get nothing out of that. Let's get back to the game. The total in this game is 56. Now, Denver is averaging 44 points a game. Indy at home is averaging 25. I know Von Miller is back for the defense of Denver, but Andrew Luck is just outstanding, and he's at home, and he has the wide receivers to do it, and people have been throwing and putting up big yardage against the Denver Broncos, mainly because the Broncos get up by 38 points early on, and I look for them to do something like that here as well. I could see this game easily being a 38-27 point game in favor of Denver. We love the over. We're looking for that over to go over. They've done it 6 games in a row, and there's no reason they shouldn't be able to put it up here. Look for Peyton not to go in and hold a grudge, but to go into where he's comfortable and light up the skies and give the people what they paid for. Those seats are going for like $800, and that's in the upper deck. Look for the total in this game to go over the 56. That's the 8 o'clock lock. Until next week when we go 3-0 and jump that record back up. You take it to the book, take it to the bank, and as always, take it easy.